Hello, I'm Sahai Wright, and I'm one of your career coaches here at the Robinson College of Business. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about interview best practices. So let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, whether your interview is in person or virtually, showing your confidence, showing your people skills is going to be key. And you want to make sure you're doing this at every step of the way in the interview process. And how you do this is really just let interviewers know who you are. Show that positive attitude and that good personality. Make sure you're smiling. You want to make sure that you practice a firm handshake. You don't want to break hands or anything like that, but you definitely want to make sure that you're connecting web to web and shaking firmly, right? No limp noodles when you're shaking hands. Be sure that you're looking others in the eye. And when you're introduced to people, repeat their names so that it'll help you remember their name later on and further on into the interview process. You also want to make sure that you maintain comfortable eye contact, whether you're in person, if you're virtual, you want to make sure that you're looking into the camera lens as well. Throughout the interview, remember that interviews are really just a conversation. So you want to be sure that you are good at having conversation and make sure you're showing them feedback when they're talking to you. Show your interest, show your enthusiasm, show understanding when you're listening to others, nod, say, yes, okay, I see, that's cool, that type of thing, right? And you want to also be sure to remember your star stories. Be sure to use them and convey your answers in a star format. Be sure you're listening to others and that you ask good questions at appropriate times and anticipate any follow-up questions after you speak. You want to also make sure that you don't interrupt others when they're talking and just be aware of the interviewer's time. Most of the time, hiring managers have more than just your interview to get through that day. So you want to be sure that when you speak, your answers are to the point. Think star and remember that because you don't want to just ramble on. Pay attention to all the interviewers. Even if one interviewer asks you a question, if you're in a panel interview, be sure to give eye contact to everyone in the room when you're speaking. And regardless of the person's position in the company, be sure you show respect to everyone throughout the interview process, especially if you go into an in-person interview and you're greeted by the receptionist. You don't want to be snobbish to the receptionist because you never know who's going to be a part of that interview process. And then, of course, you don't want to be shy about showing your interest and enthusiasm in the role that you're interviewing for. So if you know that the company that you have this interview with is your number one company, let them know. They will want to hear that this is your number one choice for you. So at the end of the interview, you want to make sure that you ask questions. I used to be a corporate recruiter and conducted a lot of interviews in my time. One of the things that I would hate is at the end of the interview, we would ask the candidate, hey, do you have any questions for us? And the candidate would say, no, I'm good. You answered all my questions throughout the interview. Never say that. Always ask a question. You sit in an interview, whether in person or virtually, for 30 minutes to an hour. Surely in that conversation time, something's come up and you want to ask a question about that. I would also advise you to prepare a list of at least 3 questions to ask at the end of the interview. You want to make sure one of those questions that you could ask, for example, is ask the host if they can share a time frame of the selection process with you, like by when do they choose to select someone for this position? When should you hope to hear back from them? That type of thing. You want to make sure that you obtain the contact information from all the interviewers present and send them a thank you email or a thank you note expressing your continued interest and thanking them for their time for the interview. You have a 24-hour window to send this thank you email, so make sure you send that. You want to customize your note to include some specifics about why you're a good candidate and even specifics from the conversation that you had with them during the interview. And if you don't already have one, I would suggest that you log this interview in to a job application activity tracker. The Graduate CAC has a tracker that you can use as a template. And really, it's just something that you can use to keep track of all the jobs that you're applying to, which ones you had interviews for, which ones that you either received an offer letter for or that you were declined for, that type of thing. It'll just help you keep track of everything that you're doing. So thanks so much for watching this video. And if you have any questions at all, me or one of the other career coaches would be happy to help you out with your job search strategy, get you prepared for an interview or anything like that. And you can come see us and Ask a Coach Monday through Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m. on Zoom. The link to Ask a Coach is located in my career. Thank you so much, and y'all have a good day.